Hey y'all, hope everybody's doing okay. I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all a little bit. I was very stunned today when this happened Thursday, but I opened my local news and found that I call him a little boy. He's not a little boy, but he is 21 years old now. And he's someone that I knew since he was a baby, and I knew the family, his sister, his mom. Didn't know his dad too well, but it was it wasn't it was a shock, to say the least, when he was all over the front of the paper and the local news, where he had killed his dad on Thursday. So I'm going over a little bit of this. I do have some inside information. I've reached out to his mom. This is, you know, probably hard on her because they've been divorced since like 2005. However, as you can imagine, I'm sure that's the father of her kids and the grandfather of her grandbabies, that and somebody she once loved and probably still loves, and it can't be easy for her. So I have not heard back from her yet, although I will tell the story on her. I would like to get the true facts out there because somebody's going to report on it. Um, Also, his sister, I have reached out to her, but bless her heart, I found out her and her little daughter, and she's, I believe, younger than him a couple of years. But she has a little baby now, and her own little family was in the house when this happened. So I'm sure they're not faring too well. But I do have a contact that has been in touch with the mom and found out some information, and y'all will see that. Um, I'm going to put this disclaimer up because also I probably might be playing some news reports. I don't know. But I just thought this is going to be worth being told. One thing, um, maybe it can help somebody. Maybe how it came about. We don't have all the details yet, but he's looking at first-degree murder. And here, they can ask for the death penalty. Will they? I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances were. I don't know what all happened. It's tragic all the way around. My question is, what turns somebody into a murderer? What turns a child into killing a parent? I believe I'm myself kind of speaking two-sided because I don't believe you just wake up one day and you're a murderer, or you decide you're going to be a murderer. I don't. But on the other hand, yes, I believe the best of us have that deep down inside snap, rage, certain point that we can snap. I believe there is such a thing. And we all can become a murderer. I sure do. I believe that. Um, so I just wonder what turns somebody into a murder. And a lot of times I know that they say, for example, drugs. Okay. Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. For now. But for example, I would not hurt a flea. I mean, I got a mean streak. I won't lie. I won't sit here and say that I don't. I won't. I can be a real bitch, especially if you hurt my family. And I'm sure people think I have been mean and cruel and all sorts of things throughout my life. And if you have, for that, I'm sorry. I can also be sweet and nice and sugar and spice, but I'm just me. That's just me. But for example, I'm trying to say I would not hurt a flea. I would like to think I don't have a mean streak in my body. But like I said, I won't sit here and lie and say that I'm not a bitch. Not even, I mean, even if you come, I mean, even if, like for me, my family, in a figure of speech, sometimes I say, I'm ready to kill you. Okay. It's a figure of speech, guys. But, oh, sorry about that. Drop something. It's a figure of speech. However, my worst nightmare it has always been to kill somebody, or I always say my worst nightmare because I know I can't do it. I guess I could if I was placed there, but my worst nightmare has always been in my life to accidentally kill somebody. And what I mean by that is, how do you accidentally kill somebody? Well, I don't ever want to have to live through, what if I run over somebody? What if I cause that? Or somebody's walking across the road and I hit them, or I'm just in a wreck and they don't make it. I mean, that's what I mean by that. I would never intentionally hurt anybody. So I'm not sure that I could honestly live with myself. Now, that's just me. So besides break-ins and protection and stuff like that, I know we all heard the word snap, but what makes someone just turn into a murderer? You don't just wake up and do that. But more to the point, what makes a child kill their parent? I would really like to know what makes a child kill their parent. Hold on just one moment, if you don't mind. I come up on this, and this is in Jackson County, Florida. And this was Thursday. Jackson County Sheriff's Office responded to a shooting in the Bascom area Thursday morning. When emergency officials responded to the shooting, they found one person dead. Officials said the suspect is the son of the victim. So I come to find out, he did live with his dad. His mom and dad has been divorced since 2005. Pardon me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I got all this keyed up, but it's a mess. And, you know, when I pulled up this morning, the local news, this is Logan. He killed his father. I call him a little boy. Like I said, he's 21, but I've known him since he's a little boy. I mean, look at him. And to me, that's what he is. We're going to listen to this just a moment, I think. Oh, hold on. I didn't know. This is a different one. We're going to read this. I didn't have the open report. Okay. See, I couldn't get this earlier. I didn't know it was on the download. Okay, I'll read it to y'all. It says, at approximately 1:10 hours, Jackson County Sheriff's Deputy responded to 6539 Weston Loop in Bascom, Florida, in reference to a shooting. Jackson County Communications revealed the caller, identified as Faye Chandler, advised her grandson, Logan Chandler, shot his father, Mitchell Chandler, at the residence. Upon arrival, deputies detained Logan Chandler, who was non-compliant and aggressively argumentative with law enforcement. Logan Chandler made multiple spontaneous utterances about shooting his father to law enforcement. Once deputies detained Logan, they located an unresponsive Mitchell Chandler in the living den area of the residence. Jackson County Fire and Rescue responded to the scene and pronounced Mitchell Chandler deceased at 1:58 hours. It was determined Faye Chandler, Abby Chandler Smith, that's the sister, and Gerald Leon Smith, that's her husband, was inside the residence when the shooting occurred. Chandler Smith advised she heard her brother, Logan Chandler, arguing with her father, Mitchell Chandler, before it escalated into a physical disturbance. Chandler Smith suggested she did not observe the altercation, but overheard Mitchell Chandler tell Logan to put the gun down. Faye Chandler and Abby Chandler advised Logan lived in the living and den area of the residence with Mitchell. Abby Chandler described Logan's bed as a broken futon in the corner. Upon entry into the residence, a deceased Mitchell Chandler was lying face up on the floor with his head towards the entry door. There were 2 bed areas in this area, both on adjacent walls. Lieutenant Stroud observed multiple firearms in the den area close to both beds. Investigator William T. Whitley was dispatched to the scene and was advised, I will be the case agent. Upon arrival, the resident, Captain Pelfrey, that's my friend's brother. I'll have to talk to her too. Captain Pelfrey relayed the details of the crime scene, after which I made visual contact with the deceased. I then left the scene and traveled to the office to obtain recorded statements from the witnesses. The following is a summary of the sworn recorded statement that was provided by Abby Chandler Smith. According to Abby, she did not witness the altercation or the shooting, but did hear both. Abby stated that prior to hearing the gunshot, she heard her father, Mitchell, tell Logan put the gun down. The following is a summary of the sworn recorded statement that was provided by Dorothy Faye Chandler. Now, I believe Dorothy is his mother. According to Faye, she heard an argument but did not hear the gunshot. Faye stated she went into their room and found Mitchell dead on the floor and Logan just standing in the room. Now, y'all, this has trigger warnings, so please be advised. And I'm reading this for the first time, just like y'all. I did not know this report was in here. Normally, they do not put these reports in the newspaper or in the news. Not here, they don't. So, anyway, it says, the following is a summary sworn recorded statement by Gerald Smith. This is the brother-in-law of Logan. According to Gerald, he and Abby were in their bedroom and could hear the argument. Gerald stated that Abby asked him to get up, and at which time he walked out into the hallway where he saw Dorothy walking towards the room where Mitchell and Logan were arguing. Gerald stated that he heard Mitchell say, "What are you doing with that gun?" He then heard a cracking noise. Gerald returned to the bedroom, and Abby told him it was a gunshot. Gerald stated they picked up their 2 small children and fled from the residence through a window. Gerald stated that once they were safely away from the residence, he called Mitchell's cell phone, and Logan answered and said, "He's dead." Lieutenant Stroud and I contacted Logan Chandler at the Jackson County Correctional Faculty post Miranda. Logan kept his head down on the table through most of our encounter, only answering a couple of questions. When asked if the weapon was a .22 caliber pistol or a long gun, he stated long gun. He asked if there was an argument between he and his dad, and he stated something like that. Logan made multiple Facebook posts after the incident, which we listed below. Approximately 128 hours. This is what he put on his Facebook, y'all. "Sorry, I was drunk. I still am. I was talking to myself, and my dad did. He does, and I wasn't here as myself to him and ran to shoot. I don't know why or what got into me, but just sat there and talked till it was too late. And I shot, not in self-defense, but it was many seconds past that point." Then approximately 129 hours, he wrote on his Facebook, "I know for the past 5 years I don't need to be here." And then at 1:30 hours, "or alive." That's what he wrote. And then, based on the above information, I believe that Logan Mitchell Chandler intentionally shot Mitchell Derek Chandler with what appears to be a .22 caliber firearm. Based on the entry wound to the upper left area of the chest, Mitchell was pronounced deceased at the scene at approximately 1:58 hours. Logan Mitchell Chandler is being charged with murder for the unlawful killing of his father, Mitchell Derek Chandler. Now, they have Logan charged with first-degree murder, and here, if they decide, they can give him the death penalty. So, again, I know he's not a little boy anymore, but as you see in the pictures, he looks young, and I'm always going to call him a little boy. He has a sweet face, curly hair. I know he's been through a lot in his life. I can't figure any rhyme or reason to do this to anybody, much less a parent. So no, I'm not taking up for Logan. I'm not taking up for anybody. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And it's just really, I can't even tell you. It's heartbreaking, heart wrenching. It's very sad. You know, it's all over the place. I'm surprised I didn't see it until today. Like I said, this young man, I've personally known him and his sister since they were babies. I haven't seen them in several years, but I know the family. I can tell you that the mom was a single mom. For the most part, she raised the kids, I assume, the best she could. That they were always, as far as I could see, taken care of, until they got up in their teenage years. I never saw, Abby always was a good little girl. Logan got in a little bit of trouble, and we'll get into that in a minute, but in his juvenile years. But you know, what kid, I guess, don't? And I'm trying to say this, I'm trying to be fair, and I'm trying to be factual, and again, all the details still hasn't come out. But I can tell you that his mom, her name's Christy, she did a lot of things with her kids. I know that she had a hard time too. I probably have somewhere a photo, one of one of my younger sons, which is way older than him. So my children are older, but they used to live across from my grandchild and my son, one of my middle sons. I have 4 children. And so I'll probably have a photo where my daughter-in-law and me and my younger son, and I believe my oldest granddaughter were at the lake at one time, with the mom. But it's nobody associated with. I know Christy had a lot of problems. But I can tell you she loved her kids, and I guess she did the best she could for her kids. Again, they were opposite of what we see. I mean, they were clean and well taken care of, and you know, somebody just, I guess, don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Now, Christy later on had problems, and that will come out. I'd rather, and like I told Christy, you know, if she gets back in touch with me, I'd rather me tell it than, I don't know, what's going to be told all over the place. But Christy started to get into trouble, and I researched that today, and from my understanding, she was in a lot more trouble after we lost track. For things, God, I couldn't even imagine that we will go over. Because I definitely don't associate my life with that type of things. Not in no way or fashion, but looking back, I mean, is there anything I could have done different to help her? I don't know. I really don't know. Which in turn, I don't know. And his dad, looking at his dad didn't have a record in any one of the counties that I know of, that I can find. And another, maybe a, parking or speeding or something. I don't even think he had that. But from my understanding and the people that spoke so far has said his dad was a good man. They're all in shock. Logan did live with his father. Logan probably went to live with him when he got out of trouble because, like I said, he was in juvenile. So he probably went to live with him 5 years back, maybe, something. And they live out in the country. And I seen where, and I know somebody that just talked to Logan, but I seen the pictures where Logan got baptized. He was turning his life around as a young man. He was in the church. And his father was a good church-going guy, and the family on that side also. They were a close-knit family, and everybody was in shock. They said they didn't know that him and Logan had problems. Mitch loved to go fishing. He loved to play with, the kids, the older kids, the smaller kids. So, again, for me to wake up today and turn on the news and see this young man, Logan, had killed his father and reported it on Facebook first, I was in quite a shock. I know Logan didn't have the best life or a perfect life, and I know Logan has also been in trouble. I think his record was a sponge because he was a teenager. They may have had it a sponge for him. I know they usually don't put it up when you're a juvenile, but his was up. It was something to the fact, and I tried to verify this today, but it was something to the fact of he was, somebody will probably put it out there, but I'll ask his mom again when I talk to her. But it was something to the fact it was over drugs, marijuana or something at the time, quite a few years back, and he was supposed to meet somebody, I think, at these abandoned apartments, and he tried to say that somebody tried to bother him, and I don't know, it was just a bunch of stuff like that, and he got in a lot of trouble, but I don't remember all the exact details. I think and I could be wrong on this, I think he spent a couple years in detention, but I know that it like drove his mom crazy, and I'm sure his dad and everybody else. But regardless, does that make you a killer? Is that a killer in the making? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I say you learn more locked up than you do when you're not locked up. But I don't know. I want to know. Um, Again, they're charging him with first-degree murder, and he has no bond. So, I don't know when his next court date is. It's not actually showing up on there yet. But he's 21 years old. Well, I mean, what happened? He said he was drinking. He told the police it was a matter of him being drunk. I got confirmation today that it was meth. So, was it a little bit of both? I don't know. Is that a fact? I don't know. But that's what I'm being told. And I'll show y'all that in a bit. The dad, like I said, I did not know good, but I looked at his pictures on Facebook, and he seemed to always be doing again with the kids, just like that was verified with the witnesses. And I know these kids are Christy's pride and joy. Again, although I know Logan once got in a lot of trouble, he may have still been a juvenile. I can't see the records. But they could have been expunged. However, he had one of the greatest attorneys here. I remember his mom actually borrowed money from someone I know. They borrowed money from them, and then there was a falling out over things there. But Logan came home, to the best of my knowledge, and he was doing good. So, I don't know, why this happened. No, what I know is nobody's a winner in this situation. Not Logan, not his dad, rest in peace, not his sister, not the grandbabies, not his mom, not his dad or mom's side of the family. Nobody is. Nobody is winners in this situation. So however this unfolds and how the more clear it becomes, I just pray for everyone, and I pray that the truth comes out, whatever the truth is, and that justice is done, whatever needs to be done. I don't feel it's right to take a life, but I don't know any of the circumstances. All I can do is update you as they come. Now, we're going to look at this, and then we're going to look at some other things. Hold on just a moment. I think this is the one. I hope this ain't the same one I just pulled up. No, that's the same one. Hold on, just bear with me. See, that is, hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Where did it go? Jesus. I'm not playing around. What in the heck? Y'all see me click on that? That is stupid. Okay, here we go, I think. Hold on.
I'm Al Saleen. If you've been accused of committing a crime, call me. I'm available 24/7. And when you hire me, you get me. Let me help you.
County yesterday appeared in court today, and we're also learning more details about the tragic murder through court records. It looks like investigators say that the way that things played out was quite strange. 21-year-old Logan Chandler appeared in court for the first time Friday morning on murder charges. The judge ordered him held without bond. Chandler is accused of shooting and killing his father, Mitchell Chandler, in the family home in Bascom about 1 o'clock Thursday morning. Family members who were in the home at the time said they did not see what happened, but they say they heard Chandler arguing with his father. At one point, they say they heard Mitchell Chandler tell his son to, quote, put down the gun. Then they heard a shot. Relatives ran out of the home. One of them called Mitchell Chandler's phone. Logan Chandler answered it saying he's dead. Instead of calling for help, investigators say that Logan Chandler got on Facebook. Court records describe his chilling online confession. He wrote, "Sorry, I was drunk, I still am." He went on to write, "Shot not in self-defense, but it was many seconds past that point." Two follow-up posts read that he has known for the past 5 years that he does not need to be here or be alive. It was Chandler's grandmother that called 911. When deputies arrived, they said they found Mitchell Chandler dead from a gunshot wound to the upper left chest. They say they asked Logan Chandler if he used a pistol or a long gun. He replied a long gun, but said little else. The information for the story again came from the arrest affidavit. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office once again refused to provide any information in this case.
So there you have that.
Tonight will be a night to remember.
Pardon me, just 1 second here. I'm going to get my information that I got geared up here, but I don't want to dox or mess nobody up here. All right, that was the dad. Just bear with me just a minute. I've got so much stuff here. This is... Just want to make sure which way I was going. Okay, and that's where it happened at. They live out in the country, y'all. All right, they do have that updated. Okay, so I think this is in order. I had to block out who I was talking to. It was nobody kin to him. I sent them the information on the page and whatever, and then and then I asked them what was Logan locked up for that time. I couldn't remember about the apartments. It said it must have been expunged, and they said I think it was for drugs and stealing and for a gun, and they want to know, was his dad dead? And I said, yes, he killed his dad, Logan did. His dad seemed like a good man as far as I can tell now. Logan lived there with him. I don't know why there were other family members there, but they got Logan in Jackson County Jail, no bond. And she said, she sent me the pictures from, I don't know if I can pull these up, from the mother. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see them. I can't really read them. I can read them when they're not on here. But this was from Logan's mother. And I think I have them somewhere else. We may come across them. But basically what it was saying is, she sent them to me, the copies. I got them in there somewhere. Basically what it was saying is, Christy was telling her that he was on meth, and that yes, he lived with his dad, and that Abby, the sister, and her grandbaby was there, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I said, listen, if you talk to Christy, let me know. Tell her also, if she feels up to it at some point, I can interview her or talk through Messenger, but I can get this information out in a positive light in my channel, or at least the real story. And that was the same one I clicked. So she said, yes, no. So I said, yeah, senior tech. I said, yeah, senior text from Christy. What I'm hearing is Dad went to church and they were in the country. It showed, and the church people say him and Logan did stuff all the time together and they had no issues. And she said, those are screenshots. We talked last night. First time I've talked to her in years, honestly. Yes, he was a good guy. She's talking about the dad. Yes, he was a good guy. Or Logan, let's see. Yes, he was a good guy. And then she said, he, talking about Logan, got off drugs, apparently. And then I said, oh yeah. I said, oh my God, yeah, that's so sad, because if they give him first degree, they can ask for the death penalty. And she said, they can in Florida. I said, oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She said, that's crazy. I said, I hate Abby and the baby was there. I said, my God. She said, Logan turned his life around, didn't have anything to do with his mom for a while because she put him down the wrong path. And she said, I talked to Logan myself many times. And I said, yes. And see, girl, that's another thing. Christy has a bad record. Mitch don't. Mitch has nothing, nowhere that I could find. She said he hates his mom, which I doubt he hates her, but I'm sure he hates things she did. He hates his mom for moving into Foxwoods and turning him into what he was. Meaning, Logan got on drugs and Christy, the mom, was doing her own thing, and, you know, that's how that went. And I said, yes, I understand. That's so sad. He was in jail for like a year, and after that, turned his life around and went to church and all that. And then this, probably because he started talking to his mom again. And I said, I was going over her charges again today, and I was thinking back when they were little and all the things, girl. I said, you remember him breaking into Dustin's house, stealing. Listen, I will never understand why they didn't live with their dad to start with. I said, now look, oh my God, Logan's still a little boy to me, but we don't know what happened. But then again, if Christy says meth, oh my God, look, she needs to ask herself, where did he get it from and what led to that? Girl, I said, you're right too. Logan did turn his life around. At one point, he got baptized and was in church, and I think that's when he went to live with his dad. She said, yes, Christy put him up to all that. She said, and yes, he really turned his life around. I feel bad for him. And when they was little, they both had custody. She had them for a week, and then he did. I mean, her daughter got pregnant at 16. She put them kids down the wrong path when I first met them. They were perfect kids. Then Christy started doing dumb shit and bringing the wrong guys around them, and they moved to Foxwood after that. But when Logan turned 16, he had his rights to stay with his mom, and he got in a lot of trouble. Went to jail and turned his life around, and he didn't speak to her for 2 years. I said, yes, I remember that, because wasn't Waylon Graham his attorney? Then at that time, isn't that the time when Christy got with your dad for help and Logan got out of trouble? Because I remember we thought then he was so lucky and still had a chance. Then she pulled that with David, and we never really heard from them again. But I looked today. I think Logan's old records were expunged. It wasn't because he was a juvenile, because they were in there, but now they are gone. She said, yep, my dad and his dad helped Logan, and when she did, and what she did to my dad, I haven't talked to her since. Okay, there was a big thing. This person's dad really helped Logan because Christy begged them to, and they did. And then, I won't get into all that, but it was a long story. And anyway, she ended up pretty much taking him for a ride and stealing and this, that, and the other. But this person right here was ready to, because they were really good friends too, and was ready to go off the deep end on her. But Christy got away, and then we never knew what happened to the kids. Well, she kind of stayed in touch with them through Facebook, but not Christy. So she's saying she just spoke with Christy last night. But anyway, that's where that's coming from. She said, yep, my dad and his dad, talking about Logan's dad, helped Logan. And when she did, and what she did to my dad, I haven't talked to her since. I said, I write Christy in Messenger. You might ask her to look, since we are not friends. It will go to spam. This is horrible. See, this is what meth does. She said, yeah, we aren't friends. She answered me. I said, listen to me when I tell you now. They put fentanyl in weed, and you have to be safe. And I said, see if she will answer you again, and tell her to look at her message. She said, exactly. She said, I don't smoke. She said, I don't even smoke anymore. She's talking about she has her little boy. And she said, she's talking about Logan. She said he probably had fentanyl in with the meth. And I said, I'm going to tell this story with or without her, and I'd rather do it with her and Logan's truth and with facts. I said, yes, girl, that's what I'm saying. And the fentanyl is not even like real now. It's laced. It's something else. It's horrible out there. And she said, exactly. So that was the end of our conversation right there. Let me look at something. Hold on. I had a new thing. I was trying to see if it was somebody get in touch, but it wasn't. Okay, so let me get that off. I mean, it's just, man, it's so sad all the way around. It just, it breaks my heart. And then they finally got the obituary updated today. Mitchell Chandler, 59 years old, of Lovedale Community, died Thursday, May 5th, 2022, at his residence. Anyone who knew Mitch knew he loved fishing since he was a kid. Playing with and spoiling his grandbabies made him happier than he's ever been. He had a heart for working hard and serving others. He made his own schedule of working, sun up to sundown, and still had time to go to church 3 or 4 times a week and made time for other events. He was a go-to guy in the community for anyone who needed something done, especially windows. He was a kid at heart. He put a smile on the face of every person who met him and finished off every day with a bowl of chocolate ice cream or 2 if he missed the bowl the day before. Mitch was preceded in death by his grandparents, Boyd G. and Leon Hayden Chandler, and Wilbur J. and Valda C. Stevenson. Logan, his father, Harville G. Chandler. He is survived by his children, Abby C. Smith, and husband Gerald, Logan Mitchell Chandler, mother Faye L. Chandler, brother Patrick A. Chandler, and wife Angela, granddaughters Emery and Raven Smith, and nephews Chris and Tyler Chandler. Funeral services will be held at 2 p.m. Tuesday, May 10th at Lovedale Baptist Church. A viewing will be 1 hour prior to the service beginning at 1 p.m. And then there's the information on to send flowers or whatnot. Let me see. I don't think... They just have, so far, they just have 2 people on here. Just showing their condolences. Mitch was a delightful person to have known. I will miss his candor and joking. His passing will leave a hole in all of us. And that was 7 hours ago. So, you know, I just wanted to come on here and share this. And, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to this for me. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I guess there'll be more news to come, and I will keep y'all updated. I pray for this family. I pray for all of this family. Again, there's no winners in this. There is nothing so important that I believe you have to take somebody's life but your parents' life or your child's life. I just don't know. So I guess there will be more to come. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I hope you stay blessed. And if you have a family, hug your family and hold them close. You never know when your last breath will be. You never know when the last time you'll see someone you love will be. Bless everybody. Have a great day.